Hey there, Morbid Maniacs! It's time for another spooky video, a part of VLOGTOBER. And for tonight's spooky video, I'm going to be talking all about the Hempfield Tunnel in Wheeling, West Virginia. Now, before I get into this video, I just want to say that there's a lot of German names in here that I cannot pronounce. So if it gets to a word I can't pronounce, I'm going to put it on the screen somewhere for you guys because I don't want to butcher their names. The Hempfield Tunnel is located in Wheeling, West Virginia. It is also known as Tunnel Green. It was built in 1857 as a key part of the Hempfield Railroad. The tunnel was made to help connect Greensburg, Pennsylvania to Wheeling, West Virginia. It is a part of the Wheeling Heritage Trail. The tunnel is said to have a horrific past and is known to be very haunted. Now, one man who would use this tunnel as a route on his daily basis was a 34-year-old German immigrant by the name of Joseph Isola. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right. Now, Joseph would come to the U.S. in 1865, assuming the name of John Shafter to keep from being deported for his crimes in Germany. Joseph would begin his employment as a cabinet maker in a furniture factory. He would meet a German wood carver by the name of Joseph Darius. Darius was doing work for a Catholic church which was in Parkersburg and in Wheeling. Now, Darius would take Isola under his wing and befriend him, eventually getting him a job in Parkersburg until Isola would find a higher paying job. Isola was said to have made friends very easily. However, he had a bad habit of overspending his money, and it wouldn't be long before he was in debt. Isola would soon find himself back to his old habits of shoplifting, and he began doing this in the town of Parkersburg. Here he would take his first victim by the name of Joseph Lilienthal. He would unalive Joseph for his watch with a hatchet. Rudolph was said to be a close friend of his and would be found unalived by a gunshot wound inside of his home. And soon, Isola would enter the coal company office of John White to pay off a coal debt. And while White was settling into his desk and making up a receipt for Isola, the man would reach into his pocket and pull out a hatchet and began hacking at White's neck and head. John was able to grab a hold of the hatchet, and Isola would flee the area, escaping into the street where he would later be captured. It wouldn't be long after this incident that Isola would write a confession that enforcement authorities would find a third victim. Isola had a friend by the name of Ulrich, who was a new immigrant, to join him in his work in Wheeling. Ulrich would be unalived inside of the Hempfield Tunnel in Wheeling, West Virginia by a hatchet, with blows to his temples, arms, and fingers. He would then be dragged to the far end and concealed inside a culvert near the east mouth of the tunnel. Joseph Isola would become known as the Hatchet Slayer, and it wouldn't be long until they found Ulrich's body inside of the tunnel. Isola would be executed for his crimes. However, the torment he caused continued to haunt the area to this day. It's said that on July 18th of 1869, a group of young men were walking inside of the tunnel when they began to hear strange, eerie groaning and moaning noises. Suddenly, the ghostly apparition of Ulrich appeared in front of them, bloody and mangled. He would be pointing desperately at the gash on his temple, which was gushing blood. He somehow managed to let out the words, "Let the dead rest," before disappearing into the night. The men would be so spooked that they ran away in a panic. But it wouldn't be long before the ghostly encounter would spread throughout the community. A man would hear of what had happened and confessed to a similar experience. He claimed that he was walking through the tunnel when all of a sudden an apparition of a man with a bashed and bloody head had appeared before him. The tunnel would be rebuilt by the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Company in 1904. However, this would not stop the strange occurrences from taking place within and around it. Travelers who visit Hempfield Tunnel will often describe strange disembodied groans, moans, and what can only be described as a man begging for mercy. Some have came face to face with the murdered man. Shadowy figures have been spotted lurking at the tunnel's end. There have been multiple unexplainable temperature drops. Many who visit the tunnel today describe an unnerving atmosphere inside of it. The murder is not the only cause for the paranormal activity within the tunnel. Just above the tunnel lies the Peninsula Cemetery. After decades of trains rumbling beneath it, over 2,500 bodies were exhumed and reintegrated into cemeteries within the area. Most of the graves were unknown, as well as a particular section which was known as the paupers section, which had no records and many were buried there. This section would be near the City Pest House, which was near Rock Point Road. It was built to house smallpox patients. The pest house would be torn down in 1933. It said that the ghost of a woman is said to still roam the graveyard. She specifically haunts a particular grave. She is usually spotted wearing a black cape. Not long after Ulrich's murder, a strange green slime-like substance would begin pouring from the ceiling of the tunnel, giving it the nickname Tunnel Green. Many believe this was due to the body which was buried inside of it, or the bodies from the cemetery which sat above it. So there was the creepy legend of the Hempfield Tunnel in Wheeling, West Virginia. What do you guys think of this creepy urban legend? I don't think I've ever heard of this one until I was doing research for haunted places in my area. This one's about, I want to say, 3.5 hours away from me. It's kind of in the same area my best friend Ashley lives. So maybe it will be a future video. I don't know. Maybe me and her can collab and make a video together. I think that would be really cool. What do you guys think of this creepy urban legend? And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already and become a morbid maniac. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification. That way you get notified every single time I upload a new video. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow.